I'm going to share some super easy and effective tips that will help you lower your bills in no time, so you can save more money every month. Lowering your bills is all about making small changes to your daily habits and being more mindful of your spending. It's not about making drastic changes or cutting back on everything you enjoy. It's about being smart and strategic with your money. By making a few simple tweaks, you can save hundreds, even thousands, of dollars every year. And who wouldn't want that? It's like getting free money, just for being more responsible with your finances. Think about it, if you could save an extra $100 a month, that's an extra $1,200 a year. You could use that money to pay off debt, invest in your future, or simply enjoy a little extra freedom and flexibility in your budget. So, let's get started and explore some common challenges people face when it comes to high utility bills, subscriptions, and other recurring expenses. We've all been there, stuck in a cycle of overspending and feeling like we can't get out. Maybe you're tired of breaking the bank on your monthly bills, or maybe you're frustrated with the constant nickel and diming from subscription services. Perhaps you've tried to cut back, but it seems like every time you make a change, something else pops up to take its place. Or maybe you're just not sure where to start, or what changes to make. It's easy to get caught up in the monthly grind and lose track of our spending. Before we know it, we're stuck with a bunch of bills we can't afford, and we're left wondering how we got there. Subscription services are a big culprit when it comes to overspending. From streaming services to gym memberships, it's easy to get caught up in the convenience and flexibility they offer. But let's be real, how many of us actually use all of those services every month? And then there are the utility bills. Heating, cooling, electricity, and water, they all add up quickly. And it seems like every time we try to cut back, the prices just keep going up. High interest rates on credit cards and loans can also be a major hurdle when it comes to saving money. It's like trying to fill a leaky bucket, no matter how much you put in, it's always seeming to drain back out. Recurring expenses like car insurance, phone bills, and internet can also be a challenge. They're necessary, but they can be so expensive. And it seems like every time we try to negotiate a better rate, we're met with resistance. But here's the thing, you're not alone. We're all in this together, and there are ways to overcome these challenges and start saving money. We've all been there, feeling like we're stuck in a rut and can't get out. But the truth is, making small changes to your daily habits and being more mindful of your spending can make a huge difference. So, let's explore some tips and tricks that you can implement immediately to start saving on your bills. From negotiating with service providers to using budgeting tools, we'll cover it all. One of the easiest ways to start saving is to simply take a closer look at your spending habits. Where are you spending your money, and is it aligning with your goals and values? Another strategy is to start negotiating with your service providers. Whether it's your cable company, your phone provider, or your insurance company, they all want to keep your business. And if you're willing to walk away, they'll often offer you a better deal just to keep you on board. Using budgeting tools can also be a game changer. From apps like Mint and Personal Capital to spreadsheets and good old-fashioned pen and paper, there are so many ways to track your spending and stay on top of your finances. Cutting back on unnecessary expenses is another way to save. Do you really need that daily latte, or could you make do with a homemade cup of coffee instead? And then there are the big ticket items, things like your rent or mortgage, your car payment, and your student loans. These expenses can be tough to tackle, but there are ways to save even here. For example, you could try refinancing your mortgage or your student loans to get a lower interest rate. Or you could look into downsizing your living situation or selling your car and opting for a more affordable transportation option. The key is to be intentional and strategic with your spending. Where can you cut back, and where can you optimize? What changes can you make that will have the biggest impact on your bottom line? One of the most effective tips I've found is to implement a 50/30/20 rule. 50% of your income goes towards necessary expenses like rent, utilities, and groceries. 30% towards discretionary spending like entertainment and hobbies. And 20% towards saving and debt repayment. This rule has been a game changer for me, and I think it could be for you too. By prioritizing your spending and making intentional decisions about how you allocate your money, you can start saving more and stressing less. I also want to share a personal anecdote that really drove this point home for me. I used to be addicted to buying expensive coffee every morning on my way to work. It was a small expense, but it added up quickly, over $100 a month. But then I realized, I could make a great cup of coffee at home for pennies on the dollar. So, I started making my own coffee and pouring the savings into my savings account. It was a small change, but it made a big difference. The most effective tip I can give you is to start taking action today. Don't wait for tomorrow, or next week, or next month. Start making small changes to your daily habits, and start saving more money. By taking control of your finances and being more mindful of your spending, you can start building the life you want. Whether it's paying off debt, investing in your future, or simply enjoying a little extra freedom and flexibility in your budget, the possibilities are endless. So, let's recap the main tips we've discussed today. From negotiating with service providers to using budgeting tools, from cutting back on unnecessary expenses to implementing a 50/30/20 rule, we've covered a lot of ground. Remember, the key is to be intentional and strategic with your spending. Where can you cut back, and where can you optimize? What changes can you make that will have the biggest impact on your bottom line? Take action today, and start building the life you want. Don't wait, start making small changes to your daily habits, and start saving more money. And if you're looking for more money-saving tips and tricks, be sure to subscribe to our channel and check out our next video on budgeting strategies. We'd love to hear from you too, so please leave a comment below with your own favorite money-saving tips.